Oldboy is a masterclass in cinematic storytelling, blending brutal action, psychological depth, and emotional devastation. It's the second film in Park Chan-wook's Vengeance trilogy, and arguably the most iconic. From its opening moments to its jaw-dropping conclusion, the film keeps viewers on edge with its dark themes and stunning visuals. The story follows Oh Dae-soo, a man who was kidnapped and imprisoned in a small room for 15 years without explanation. One day, he is released just as mysteriously as he was captured. Fueled by rage and confusion, Dae-soo embarks on a violent quest to uncover his captor and the reason behind his imprisonment, a journey that leads to an unthinkable revelation. The film's twist ending is shocking and unforgettable. It redefines the narrative and challenges the audience to grapple with moral ambiguity. Oldboy is not for the faint of heart. It's brutal, disturbing, and emotionally intense, but it's also one of the most powerful and original films in Korean cinema history. It's a film that lingers long after the credits roll. The man from nowhere, a reclusive and mysterious man, leads a quiet life running a pawn shop. When the only person he cares about, a young girl from his neighborhood, is kidnapped by a human trafficking ring, he is forced to return to the violent past he tried to escape. What follows is a relentless mission to rescue her, tearing through the underworld of drugs and organ trade. Won Bin delivers a powerhouse performance, transforming from a calm, quiet figure into a ruthless warrior. His portrayal is layered with emotion and intensity. Unlike many action films, this one is grounded in the emotional bond between the protagonist and the young girl, which adds heart and urgency to the violence. The Man from Nowhere is not just an action thriller, it's a deeply emotional story wrapped in stylish violence. It stands out for its balance of heart and brutality, and remains one of the best modern Korean action films. The villainous Suk-hee, a highly skilled assassin, is recruited by a covert government agency that promises her freedom after 10 years of service. But her violent past, tangled relationships, and the pursuit of revenge pull her into a deadly game of deception. As secrets unfold, Suk-hee finds herself fighting not only enemies, but also her own identity. The film is best known for its jaw-dropping action sequences, especially the first-person POV opening scene and high-octane motorcycle sword fights. These are uniquely filmed, immersive, and push the genre's boundaries. The film weaves past and present with flashbacks and twists, adding emotional weight to the story. It explores themes of revenge, manipulation, and the price of freedom. The Villainess is a bold, brutal, and visually inventive action film that stands out in the genre. Despite its complex narrative, it delivers unforgettable action and a compelling female lead. A must-watch for fans of stylized, adrenaline-pumping cinema. Midnight Runners fully blends action. Two enthusiastic but naive students at the Korean National Police University, Kajun and Hyeol, accidentally witness a kidnapping while on a rare night out. Frustrated by slow official procedures, the duo decide to take matters into their own hands, diving headfirst into a dangerous mission to rescue the victim. The heart of the film is the irresistible bromance between Park Seo-joon and Kang Har-neul. Their natural chemistry and comedic timing bring warmth and energy to the story. Midnight Runners is a thoroughly entertaining buddy cop film with a youthful twist. It's funny, fast-paced, and carries a genuine sense of fun without sacrificing tension. An ideal pick for viewers looking for a mix of laughs and thrills. Fabricated City boasts stylized action, creative set pieces, and impressive CGI. Kwon-yo, an unemployed former gamer, finds his life turned upside down when he's suddenly framed for a brutal murder. With the help of his online gaming teammates, now real-life allies, he escapes prison and uncovers a massive conspiracy manipulating the justice system. As he battles to clear his name, he realizes the world outside the screen is even more dangerous than the games he used to play. The idea of gamers using their virtual skills in real-world scenarios is fresh and engaging. The film cleverly blends the themes of gaming, justice, and high-tech crime. Fabricated City is a stylish, high-energy action thriller that delivers on its premise with creativity and flair. While not perfect in logic, it makes up for it with ambition, excitement, and a strong lead performance. A visually striking, fast-paced ride with a compelling David vs. Goliath edge. The Outlaws is based on real events involving gang wars in Seoul's Garibong district. The film follows Mar Suk-do, Mar Dong-suk, a no-nonsense detective tasked with maintaining order in a neighborhood overrun by Korean and Chinese gangs. When a ruthless enforcer named Zhang Chen arrives and starts killing off rival gang members, Mar finds himself in a brutal race to stop the rising tide of violence. The film avoids glamorizing violence. The action is raw, grounded, and gritty, feeling more like a street brawl than a choreographed spectacle. The Outlaws is a gripping, hard-hitting crime film that succeeds through its strong lead performances and intense action. It doesn't reinvent the genre but delivers everything it promises with style and punch. A brutal and entertaining crime thriller led by a magnetic Ma Dong-seok. Train to Busan follows a group of passengers on a high-speed train from Seoul to Busan during the outbreak of a sudden zombie apocalypse. At the center is Suk-woo Gong-yo, a workaholic father trying to escort his young daughter to her mother. As society collapses around them, the passengers must fight for survival, both from the infected and from each other. Unlike many zombie films, Train to Busan is deeply emotional. The father-daughter bond, as well as themes of sacrifice, selfishness, and human decency, give the film a heartfelt core. The confined space of the train creates constant tension. Each train car becomes a new challenge, and the pacing is relentless, with barely a dull moment. Train to Busan is more than just a zombie thriller, it's a gripping, emotional rollercoaster that reinvigorates the genre with heart and humanity. It blends horror and action with poignant character arcs, making it one of the best Korean films of the decade. Thrilling, heartfelt, and unforgettable. The Roundup in this sequel to the Outlaws 2017, tough-as-nails detective Ma Suk-do travels to Vietnam to extradite a suspect. But things spiral when he uncovers a string of brutal murders committed by a psychopathic killer named Kang Ha-sang, who has been targeting Korean tourists. What begins as a simple mission turns into a relentless pursuit across borders to bring justice to the victims. The film moves quickly and delivers punchy, impactful fight scenes. The action is raw, grounded, and intense, emphasizing brute force over flashy choreography. The Roundup is a lean, gritty, and thoroughly entertaining action film. Powered by Ma Dong-seok's screen presence and brutal hand-to-hand combat, it cements the franchise's reputation as one of Korea's top crime action series. Brutal, fast-paced, and driven by an unforgettable lead performance. I Saw the Devil is a haunting, brutal, and thought-provoking revenge film. When secret agent Kim Soo-hyun's fiancée is brutally murdered by a sadistic serial killer, he embarks on a relentless mission of revenge. But instead of killing the murderer outright, he chooses to capture, torture, and release him repeatedly, turning the tables and blurring the lines between justice and monstrosity. Both leads are phenomenal. Lee Byung-hun is stoic yet seething with grief, while Choi Min-sik delivers a terrifyingly unhinged performance that is both grotesque and captivating. It's part thriller, part horror, part philosophical drama. It defies easy classification, which makes it all the more powerful. A masterpiece of psychological revenge cinema, but only for those who can handle its intensity. The Chaser is a masterfully crafted crime thriller that grips you with intensity, disturbs you with its realism, and leaves you emotionally shaken. Jung-ho, a former detective turned pimp, begins to notice that several of his girls have gone missing. When one of them is sent to a client and disappears, he realizes that something is terribly wrong. What starts as a routine investigation spirals into a frantic race against time when he discovers that a serial killer may be behind the disappearances, and that one of his victims may still be alive. The Chaser is praised for its raw, grounded storytelling. It doesn't rely on stylized action but instead builds tension through believable characters, real-world stakes, and moral ambiguity. The film doesn't just deliver thrills, it offers a haunting commentary on justice, bureaucracy, and human apathy. There's a heartbreaking emotional undercurrent that adds depth beyond the crime thriller label. The Chaser is a masterfully crafted crime thriller that grips you with intensity, disturbs you with its realism, and leaves you emotionally shaken. It's not just one of the best Korean thrillers, it's one of the best thrillers of the 21st century. Dark, gripping, and unforgettable.